What's up, Aquarius? And thank you guys so much for tuning in. So, guys, let's jump right into January. Let's see what's up for this month. I hope you guys have had a good, happy new year. I hope that January has been kind to you so far. Okay. Now, this is going to be for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Aquarius signs. Keep in mind that the energy could be transferable. It could be something that, is happening directly to you or maybe a person around you. Okay. All right, one last set of shuffles here. What is going on for the sign of Aquarius, January 2020? Okay. Okay, guys, so we have past, present, and future. I was like really excited to do this reading because it's my rising sign. So let's see what's going on with us too, right? All right, guys. So the energy here is the Knight of Wands in the reverse. Okay. So with this coming out, if this has to do with love, this could be shady, foul behavior. Okay, maybe someone juggling lovers, something like that. But this is normally just a very unreliable person. It's like they mean well and they can come off very well, but it's like you start to see that, maybe they're not as reliable as you thought, or something is just off here. But I see someone definitely having conflict in a situation that cannot be trusted. All right. If this doesn't have to do with love at all, then there is just too much of an overbearing energy and someone not doing the work that needs to be done or just not handling things in a good way. Okay, I do see an extreme change with that where your soul is at ease, but let's see what gets us there. All right, so starting with the past, guys, we have the Strength card. So that's resiliency. That's, having a lot of endurance towards something. Sun card in the reverse. And we have the Six of Pentacles. So you're feeling good, you're feeling strong, and I feel like something unexpectedly happens in your life that brings you great balance. And there's something that you begin to manifest at a time where there is chaos in your life. So that's super cool, guys, because you're realizing there's something that is out of your control, or maybe you had like travel plans that didn't work out, or you just didn't go through with it for whatever reason. But you start working on something great that brings you a lot of abundance, especially if this has to do with money. But again, there's something that just wasn't working for you. Okay. Now, the next card that you guys have here is the Eight of Swords. So you're in your head quite a bit. Let's see why. Queen of Swords in the reverse. Three of Swords. So, again, kind of like a catch-22 situation. There's something that could be heartbreaking, that could be devastating for you or someone around you. But the problem is this puts you guys in a mode where you actually self-sabotage. Where, yeah, something might have sucked, but because of the way that you're looking at it and with the way that you're going about acting, like the things that you're putting out in the atmosphere, it's making things worse. Whether you intend to or not, it's something that it just really leaves you in a tough spot, and you're really just in your head. And yeah, there's a loss here that really it definitely affects you. Okay, there's whether you're moving away from something or maybe you quit a job, but it puts you in it's like it's setting you up for you to be on some boss shit, but there's just a sense of, and I feel like it could be in your head, a sense of failure, maybe thinking you really made bad decisions. And again, you guys are, with what you're starting right now, like I don't think you realize just yet, and maybe you do, I'll get there in a moment, you don't realize just yet how big this is going to be, because you're beating yourself up over something and you're making things worse. Maybe you put yourself in a situation where, I don't know, maybe you're so mad that you're just kind of like going off or taking it out on like the wrong people. But I see you as very, very guarded and making things worse. And you have the devil card here. But in this case, I feel like it's maybe you're putting yourself in a bad environment or a bad mindset. Maybe you went to alcohol or drugs to kind of cope with something. But something's not being handled in a good way here in the past. Something really gets to you here. You guys are all in your heads. 9 of Swords, 8 of Swords, Ace of Swords in the reverse. What are you guys so conflicted about in this past? You're still in a place where you're able to manifest so much great shit. There's just something you lost control of. And that's okay. You still have everything else going on. Okay. Something didn't work out. Something may have been taken from you, or maybe you just got yourself caught up in the wrong thing and you're angry about it. But it doesn't take away anything that could lead you to success. So if you were in a very good place before this, why can't you get there again? You guys are really beating yourself up about this though, okay? Again, I just feel like you kind of forget who you are for a moment, and you let yourself get taken over by negative thoughts. Okay, we have to actively replace those negative thoughts with positive ones, guys. So if you catch yourself thinking something bad, just turn it around, okay? Don't be a victim to yourself. Don't be a victim in your own mind. The first card that we have for the present moment is the 10 of Cups. So a card of ultimate happiness here. We have the 9 of Pentacles. There's a sense of self-sufficiency that you find, and there's also something that is revealed that makes you very happy. Okay, the 7 of Swords in the reverse, a lot of people it's easy rather to assume that it can be a bad secret coming out. But no, this could be like a proposal. Obviously, they're not going to tell you before it happens. It's just going to be sprung on you, right? Okay, well, in most cases. But something is revealed that makes you very happy, that makes you feel good, where you're realizing, wow, I really did dodge a bullet with, what I had to walk away from. Okay, but your central energy is the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So let me pull some clarifiers before talking about this. We have the Knight of Cups and the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, honestly, guys, something just really didn't go the way you expected it to. But it really brings you balance. There could be a significant water sign in your life, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. Maybe that's what's not working out. Okay, let me just pull one more card on this Knight of Cups. Is this a person, a feeling, an environment? We have the 5 of Swords. So either is someone who was wearing a mask in something. Maybe you were part of a lifestyle that you didn't genuinely enjoy. Maybe someone around you couldn't be trusted, and you're seeing that for what it is. But you're conflicted because of something that didn't go the way you expected it to. But you also now have balance because of that. I'm going to pull one more card on this. Let me pull even one more. We got the Knight of Swords that just came out. And the 7 of Pentacles. Whatever's being released, guys, you've done everything that you could for this. So that could be why you feel such a strong sense of burden. It's like, you invested so much. You should have gotten more. But I see you guys really being in a peaceful place. For some of you, there could be a water sign that comes in. But for others of you, it's just saying, take a moment and breathe, because you're going to be fine. All right? There's something that you're realizing, that you're seeing for what it is with the 7 of Cups in the reverse. This is a card about, complete clarity. King of Cups. Four of Swords in the reverse. Okay. It's so funny because, like, you guys are really doing some boss ass shit right now. And you're not even giving yourself credit. It's like you're just like, oh, that shit didn't work out for me. It's like, what's a good way to say this? This is like someone offering you like a tiny bit of gold, and for some reason you lose this, or they decide not to give it to you, and you're sitting there and you're mining, and you're literally like 3 inches away from like a whole like wall, or however the hell it's found, like a whole fucking wall full of gold. And it's just like you're so worried about this small thing that did not go the way you wanted to, not realizing that, holy shit, look in front of you, open your eyes, look in front of you. For a lot of you, you could have a water sign, specifically Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, that really helps you to get past something, and they help you to understand why things have to happen, and they just give you that push, like, come on, we can get past this. But you guys are sleeping on yourselves. You're really sleeping on yourselves. Okay. So going towards the future, the first card we have is the Four of Cups. Ace of Pentacles. Page of Swords in the reverse. I see that there could be something that you guys are starting or may think about getting into. If your heart is not genuinely invested, don't do it. Because I see someone might be committing to something that could be long-term that they don't really want. So maybe, let's say you're like desperate to find a job, and you find one where they're like, yeah, we're looking for a long-term employee, someone that can, see themselves growing with the company, and behind your head you're like, no, motherfucker, you're like the first person to call me and I need a job now, so I'm going to take it, and then when I find something new in like 2 or 3 weeks, I'm out, so whatever this is, if there's some sort of long-term commitment that you feel can be attached to this, I don't think it's a wise idea to do it, because it's going to be temporary for you. Or maybe you don't realize it's going to be temporary, but you'll know, because it's not something you're going into excitedly. Like, you're not celebrating. You're not like, oh my God, this is amazing. You're just like, I guess I'm going to do this. So maybe you're going back to school because you feel like it's the right thing to do, and it's just like, no, you don't have to go back to school, but you're doing it because you think, maybe society conditioned you to think you had to. All right. So you have the World card. Let's see why this is here. Five of Wands in the reverse. And Nine of Cups. You guys honestly just have to wait it out, because some of you might prematurely get into something new just to fill some sort of void, or just to look like you're doing something, but you're not. Like, it's not something you want to be part of. Maybe you just want to look productive or feel productive within yourself. Give it a little moment, okay? And don't do anything that you find troubling within your soul, because something comes in where you are ecstatic. You're absolutely ecstatic, and there's a lot that you're building on. But it has to come from a place of genuine happiness and desire. So whether this is you looking for a new job or a new career, maybe new love, whatever it is you're looking for, as long as you do not settle and you do not go towards anything where your soul feels a bit uncomfortable, you're going to be very happy. So just stand your ground. All right, so last card is the Three of Wands in the reverse. We have the Ten of Swords, and we have the Eight of Cups. So yeah, if there's any betrayal, if there is going to be some sort of harsh ending with this, it's just you knowing that you have to walk away from something. Maybe somebody feels betrayed that you walk away from something. So I don't know why I keep hearing school, maybe for a lot of you. Like, maybe you're expected to go to school. Maybe your parents are like really pushing you towards it, or you just feel like it's something you should do. Someone might be upset that you're not taking this path, especially if money has already been invested in this, or if, something has been invested. Yeah, this is really a time where you guys do things that are genuine for you. This is not a time to just be on autopilot. Like, you have to live life, and you have to live it in the way that you love. And it's so crazy, because these holidays, this December season, for a lot of people it could be really, really good, and for others it could be really, really bad, because we love family, but that could also be our biggest stressor. So with me personally, I am the black sheep of the family. I am the person that at Thanksgiving will remind everybody what the truth behind Thanksgiving was, all the bloodshed. I am the person that when you talk about Catholicism, I'll talk about the Christian Crusades. Like, I'm always questioning everything. And I'm not saying that it's wrong or right, but I'm here to provoke. Sometimes, because I think that people need thought provoking, things asked. So I'm just a person, I never settle. I want to know everything, and I want to research everything. And I'm not just going to be told, Lisette, this is the way you live life and that's the way you have to do it. No, I'm not like that at all. So I come from a very rigid family, and I'm about to turn 30 this year. And I am like the complete opposite of my family. So they're in church, I'm not even kidding, maybe like 5 to 7 times a week. They never miss a Sunday Mass. And if they do miss the Sunday Mass, they're going to Mass wherever they're at. They just don't miss it. And then you have a daughter who's who's very spiritual. Like, I don't do church, I don't do religion, I don't do confinements. I just think be a good person and love people. I date women as well, so that's my mom to this day. She's like, one day you'll wake up out of this phase. And I'm like, I've liked women since I could realize that you could have feelings for another gender. I was very, very young when I realized it. So it was a very liberating time. The reason I bring all of this up is because the most freeing thing happened. And I'll talk about this in the future, guys. I promise I'll make a video on it, because I really want to tell people what the hell went down. But something so drastic happened where I took a step back as an individual, and I just said, I don't give a fuck what your tie is to me. Whether you are my mother, a cousin, a friend, I don't give a fuck. If something is not right, and it's clearly not right, and you're not in a place where you are defending me, or whatever, if something's not right, I'm gonna cut off all parties involved. Nobody gets a pass. And it was freeing because, sorry about that, guys, let me turn my let me put this on do not disturb so you don't hear my texts. But I sat down with my mother, and I just really wanted to have a heart to heart with her, because I'm just like, look, I don't want to fight. The truth is that I am a whole ass woman with my own beliefs. You can't invalidate the way a person feels because you have different beliefs. That's wrong. That's really, really wrong. And she looked at me in a very condescending way, and she was just like, Lisette, she always does this face when she's telling me what's wrong with me. Lisette, you're going to grow up one day and you're going to know that everything you're doing is wrong. And I'm just like, oh my God. And it's just like, I've always dealt with that. Invalidation. Lisette, you're wrong. Lisette, this isn't right. And then I look at myself and I'm like, yo, I built an empire for myself. High vibrations, that's all me. Like, this is amazing. And any other parents would just be very proud of that, I feel. But in this case, I was able to look at my mom in her eyes. And I'm sorry I'm talking so much. You guys know I love to tell stories and just go on and on and on. But I looked my mother, the scariest woman that any of my friends have ever met. I look at this woman in her eyes and I go, Mom, look at me. I don't care. Lisa, no, Mom, you're not hearing me. I don't care. If you choose not to love me because of a decision that I make, if you absolutely hate the work that I do, if you think that the clothes I wear is ridiculous, Mom, I don't care. And it's like, in that moment, she knew that I had snipped that last thread. And it was so freeing. And the moment I told her that, every time I've seen my parents since, because guys, this is like, I'm sorry, I'm going on and on, but ever since that moment, every time I've seen my parents, and true thing, every time I see them, I'm always getting yelled at. Always. I'm 30. So they're wondering like why I avoid dinner sometimes. But every time my dad is about to go into a rant of something that's wrong with me, ever since that conversation, my mother has stopped him. She's like, Jay, stop. She knows. She's like, Lisette really doesn't give a fuck. They were gone for a few days and they're just like, they find a blunt clip on the floor and they're like, who smoked a blunt outside? Who's smoking weed? And I'm just like, guys, really? Like, we still need to pretend you don't know I smoke weed? Like, I've been doing it since I was a teenager, you know, consistently. So it's just, you have to demand that kind of respect. And the reason why I bring all of this up is because you have to be okay with who you are and what makes you happy, and you have to stick to that. Okay, you're not going to be able to make everybody in this world happy, but you have to be true to you, and that's where, you know, true happiness will come in. Don't be afraid to be who you are. And the moment you put your foot down and you say, this is who I am and I don't give a fuck, people have no choice but to either walk or to respect you. And I will be respected. All right. So, yeah, guys, good things coming in here. So I love you guys so much. If you need me at all, if you need a personal reading or anything, everything is in the description below. I have 2 Instagrams, High Vibrations 44. It's kind of more of a personal thing. There's not much up there. I literally deleted everything at New Year's because I was done with the way I was living life. And I have an astrology Instagram, High Vibrations Tarot. So check those out, and I'll see you guys again soon. Take care.